Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about my favourite movies from the year 2020. Now, it has just turned 2022 and I'm wishing everyone a happy new year as I'm filming this. We're a couple of days into January now. And yeah, I think 2020 for the majority of us, I think it's safe to say that that was a year we would all want to forget and erase. Yeah, in terms of movies, we got quite little, but with delays and things going on, all sorts pushbacks, and rightly so with the whole pandemic and everything that was going on. But the few movies that we've got, some of them I really, really did enjoy. So yeah, I've compiled a short list. This isn't like a ranking or anything like that. These are just the movies from 2020 that I have in my collection that I really, really enjoy. So when I say from 2020, these are all in accordance with the release dates from IMDb. So you may see some movies in this list that did come out in cinemas in 2021, but they're still a 2020 movie according to IMDb, and that's really the rules I set myself. I sort of have to go off the year that IMDb says that movie is from. But yeah, these are all from 2020 according to IMDb. So that being said, I'm going to kick it off with my first pick, and that is Quiet Place Part 2. This was a really, really good follow up to a really, really good, strong original movie, shall I say. John Krasinski directs the shit out of both of these movies, if I may say so. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Ben Affleck, the way they would sort of like actors that, didn't really stand out to me, but have this absolutely phenomenal directional talent, shall I say, that just absolutely came out of nowhere. And the Quiet Place movies, I think, are absolutely great. The second one is just as good as the first, in my opinion. Absolute great time with it. It doesn't rehash anything really from the first one, in my opinion. It tells a sort of a continuation rather than a new story, but it does add to the original movie. They are make for great companion pieces. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed the hell out of it, and I'm looking forward to a third one if it ever gets made. So yeah, that is A Quiet Place too. Next movie I've got from 2020 is Bill and Ted Face the Music. I've got it in this trilogy here with Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey. Now, I've heard lots of mixed things about Face the Music. I went to cinema to see it when cinemas reopened after the pandemic, and I had fun with it. I must admit, I kind of really enjoyed it. Not a great movie. It's not winning any awards or anything like that, but I had fun with it. Let's just say that it didn't offend me in any way. I didn't think it was awful, but I had fun with it, and that is really the best I can get out of this type of movie. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was enjoyable. So I can't really say anything more than that. It's nothing special. It's not groundbreaking, but it didn't piss me off or offend me in any way. I can't say, but yeah, it makes for a good little trilogy now, in my opinion, and one that I hope to revisit soon. So next movie I've got is from Disney Pixar, and that is Soul. Great story to this movie, I must say. This, in my opinion, is probably one of Pixar's best looking movies. I mean, for an animated movie, this movie looks photogenic. And that's really the highest praise I can give an animated movie. You almost forget you're watching an animated movie when watching Soul, just because in those moments where it's sort of set in the real world, yeah. But when it obviously goes to like heaven and stuff like that, that's when you know it's animated. But when we're in the real world, it looks so photogenic and so real, and it's just a stunning movie. So yeah, that is Soul. Next movie I've got is Promising Young Woman with Kerry Mulligan. This was a massive surprise. I didn't expect much going into this movie, but my word, I enjoyed the hell out of it. The twists and turns that this movie takes. The character played by Kerry Mulligan, who's just absolutely ruthless in sort of avenging, going on this vengeful path, and the lengths that she will go to, it's so good, and I just really really enjoyed it, and just had an absolute blast with Promising Young Woman. Just thought it was absolutely fantastic. So next movie we've got is one by Regina King, and that is One Night in Miami. I watched this on Amazon Prime when it came out, and I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. Like, it's on this list for a reason. I did enjoy it overall for what it was. You know, it just follows these four famous faces. Like Malcolm X, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, Muhammad Ali, and they're all in this motel room, and that's pretty much the movie. It's very simplistic, but it's very effective, and just got some absolutely phenomenal performances in it. And yeah, I just think it's great. I was glad to see it finally get a Blu-ray release on Criterion, and I had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, just thought it was really, really good. So yeah, that is One Night in Miami. Next up, we've got Minari. Now, this is a movie I'm gonna have to rewatch if I'm honest, because I don't think I was really in the right mind frame, the right mindset when I sat down and watched it. It didn't really do anything for me, but I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was well made and well good. I just couldn't really get into the story, so it is one I am gonna have to rewatch. But I did actually like what I was seeing, from a technical aspect. But I did really, really like it, so I'm going to give it a rewatch soon, and that is Minari. Next movie I picked up was actually 2020's Best Picture winner, and that is Nomadland. Fantastic, absolutely loved it, but it's not got a great rewatch value for me, shall I say. But in terms of, from a technical aspect, from a story, from an acting perspective, direction perspective, this movie's great. But yeah, it just doesn't really have the rewatch value for me. It's a very serious movie, but I do think it is a great one. And yeah, can't really say much more than that. I think it deserved to win Best Picture, um, given the circumstances. So yeah, that is Nomadland. I think Frances McDormand's absolutely fantastic in it as well. And I just really, really loved the ending to this movie, where she has that conversation with that guy about his son, and it's really touching and really moving, and I just thought it was great. So yeah, that is Nomadland. Next movie I picked up was a Netflix movie. I got this on Blu-ray. It doesn't have an official release yet, and that is Trial of the Chicago 7. Absolutely loved it. For the casting, it was absolutely phenomenal. Michael Keaton, Eddie Redmayne, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Frank Langella, phenomenal cast. Sacha Baron Cohen. It all just worked to me. It just was such a good drama and such a good courtroom drama. I love me courtroom dramas, and this was a fantastic one. I really really dug it. Yeah, just thought it was absolutely phenomenal, and I'm so glad to have it on physical finally and put it in the collection, because I just absolutely loved it, and I was dying for it to get a physical release. So yeah, that is Trial of the Chicago 7. The next movie I got was from Christopher Nolan, and that is Tennant. Um, I hear a lot of mixed things about this one. I am not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan. His movies don't really do much for me. I think they look great from a technical aspect. They are well made, but from an enjoyment standpoint, I don't get a lot out of them, if I'm honest. Tennant was one of the more recent ones I actually did get enjoyment from, and I did really like it. I'm not a big Robert Pattinson fan, but he is really sort of changing my opinion with some of the work he's doing lately, like Good Time and The Lighthouse, and Tennant as well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he brings to the role of Batman as well. And yeah, this was a movie I couldn't really get into the story, but again, the way this movie looked, it won me over. Um, I just had a great time with it. Again, got to see it, luckily enough to get it to see it at the cinema, and I think the Blu-ray looks great as well. And I think it's one of his better ones of more recent times. You don't shoot me down for that, but like I say, I'm not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan. But yeah, I thought this movie was one of his better ones. So the next movie I picked up This movie to me was a lot of fun, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Um, Obviously, this movie had a lot of criticism when the trailers came out. A lot of people weren't happy with the design of Sonic, and credit to the studio, they listened to the fans and corrected what could have been a catastrophic mistake. And I'm glad they corrected the design. I think Sonic looked great. I think Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik is just, you know, born to play it. I just thought he was great in the role. The trailer for the sequel has me absolutely pumped, if I'm honest. I just think it looks phenomenal, and they're taking it in such a great and creative direction. I think. Just hope the movie is as good as that trailer. But this movie was a lot of fun. It's the definition of fun. It's not winning any awards or anything like that, but I had a good time with it. Inoffensive, just good family fun, and that is this movie in a nutshell. I just thought it was great. Such a blast with it. I thought the characters in it were likable, particularly the human ones. I think when a movie is sort of based on a property where the main character or characters isn't human and they have to sort of shoehorn human characters in to sort of make it relatable, I don't really like that. I'd rather it just focus on that character, like the Transformers movies, make it about the Transformers. But when a movie has to sort of have human characters in it, I actually really like these ones, and I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, like I say, really, really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun. It's not the best movie, but it is entertaining. Yeah, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog. So coming up next, we have Unhinged with Russell Crowe. The exact same as Sonic, in my opinion. Not a great movie, but my word, was it entertaining. You know, from a technical standpoint, I don't think this movie does anything special. But my word, on a surface level, I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's just great to see Russell Crowe sink his teeth into this juicy role. You can tell he's having fun with it, and you can tell he's going over the top with it, and he's a joy to watch in this film. He just really, really is. Um, and yeah, I think it's his movie without a shadow of a doubt. He's the star. He's the one actor in this movie who has the most to do, and you just enjoy watching him, and it's fun. It's so much fun. It's not for everyone, but I had an absolute blast with it. Not perfect, but a ton of fun. So yeah, that is Unhinged. Next movie I picked up was The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss. Um, I thought this movie was pretty good. If I'm honest, I think this was a sort of a breakaway from what Universal were doing with the cinematic dark universe. I thought I hadn't seen The Mummy with Tom Cruise, but I heard that movie didn't do very well, and it sort of killed the franchise already. And then I heard about this Invisible Man movie, which was going to be its own separate entity, and went to cinema to see it. It was one of the last films before lockdown, and I had fun with this movie. I thought it was good. Some things in it were a little predictable. I did call the twist to this movie about halfway through the movie, which is never really a good sign. But when it tackles this issue of having an invisible man in a movie, this movie really, really plays it to full effect, and I had such a great time with it. I thought it was quite creepy in parts, and it just really, really was effective with what it was doing. There were things where the camera just sort of stayed still on a scene, and little things just went on in the background, like little details. That if you miss them, you know, the scene would have been useless, but you just kind of sort of picked up on them, like something moving in the background, and it just really worked to full effect, and I really, really enjoyed it. The restaurant scene was tense as fuck when that happened. I was just sat in my seat like, oh fuck, this woman's in deep shit now, and it's not her fault. And I just loved the movie. I thought it was great. Again, not for everyone, but for what it was, I thought it was fairly competent. Disappointing ending, in my opinion, but the start and the middle I thought were pretty solid. So yeah, that is The Invisible Man. Next movie I picked up was the third in a trilogy, a long-awaited trilogy. I think we were waiting for this third movie for quite a long time, and that is Bad Boys for Life. the best Bad Boys movie in my opinion. I just absolutely enjoyed it. I think this movie benefited from Michael Bay not being the director, shall we say. Um, I enjoy the first two movies. I think they're okay movies. They're not great, but they are enjoyable. They are entertaining. You know, it's typical Michael Bay silliness. I think his humor is absolutely atrocious, though. The guy just can't tell a joke to save his life in a movie. Um, but I think the third one's pretty good. It has the best drama in it, I think, and I just found it to be the one that I cared about the characters the most when watching it, and really, really enjoyed it. I think it now makes for a good little solid trilogy. And yeah, had a lot of fun with it. So yeah, that is Bad Boys for Life. Next movie from 2020 is Another Round with Mads Mikkelsen. Um, yeah, now we're talking in terms of film. This was really really good. Mads Mikkelsen's in my favorite foreign film of all time, which is The Hunt. I just absolutely adore that film. Despite its tough subject matter, I think it's such a good movie. And Another Round was a great follow up. I must say, sort of about these group of teachers who find that if they take a certain amount of alcohol, it can increase their performance levels in their day to day lives, and things don't really go as planned, as it were. And I just thought it was a fantastic little drama, and yeah, just overall a home run of a movie, shall I say? Really, really enjoyed it. Thought it was absolutely fantastic and one of the best movies of the year. So yeah, that is Another Round. Last two movies now. Um, this next one for me was The Father with Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Coleman. Uh, One word to describe this movie: phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Um, I think if you've seen this movie, I think you might agree with me in the fact that I'm saying this is a horror film in sheep's clothing. It really, really is quite disturbing and yet really, really effective the way this movie is made. It is so well made. The way this movie makes you feel as if you have the disease of dementia or Alzheimer's. You know, it really, really messes with your head, this movie, and it puts you in that position, and it's quite frightening. And the ending to this movie is completely sad and heartbreaking, and it's phenomenal. Anthony Hopkins, hasn't really been sort of in contention for an Oscar since Silence of the Lambs, and he fully, fully deserved this, in my opinion. I thought he was absolutely great. Olivia Colman as well, superb. But this movie, the way it sort of plays with it, puts actors in multiple characters, and you're confused as to who is who. It all comes clear at the end, but my word, the journey you have to go to get there, it really is that good of a movie. I can't praise this movie enough. Absolutely superb. Really, really enjoyed it. Not one for the rewatch, in my opinion, because of the subject matter. And, this movie does make you feel uncomfortable at times. But my word, it is so good. I can't praise it enough for how well this movie is made. I've never seen a movie like this, in my opinion. I just thought it was absolutely brilliant from the cast to the from the direction as well, from the director. Absolutely superb. Really, really enjoyed this movie. Probably best of the year, in my opinion. From a bit of a dud year, but yeah, 2020, The Father, absolutely brilliant. So if you've not seen it, check it out. It's a heavy movie, but it's one I think everyone needs to see. So yeah, that is The Father. And my last movie from 2020 that I've got is Psycho Gorman. Now, I've got a fellow YouTuber to thank for getting me into this movie, and that is Jason Brett. I bought this movie off the back of his recommendation, and my word, I was not disappointed. This movie was absolutely hysterical. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was brilliant, and yeah, really, really fun. Not perfect, not an award-winning movie, absolutely not. But I thought the entertainment factor that this movie delivered was through the roof. Um, I thought the kids in it were okay. I hated the little girl. I just wanted to snap her neck. She just pissed me off so much. Um, the son in it was quite tolerable. The parents in it were absolutely hysterical, and Psycho Gorman himself was just so much fun. This is like a sort of a gory version of Power Rangers, shall we say? It just has that vibe to it, that sort of silly monster vibe, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So much fun, and just really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is Psycho Gorman and my last movie from 2020. So yeah, I'll leave the video there, guys, to say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.